Welcome to the Exarban Foundation's podcast. I'm Shauna Dorsey with the Exarban Foundation, and today I'm here with
Tony Aguilera.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so this is funny. Tony, I'm like so transparent all the time. So Tony recorded with us like a year ago.
We did, yeah.
And this is like one of the times, and I hope this is the only time, but if you're a guest who has been on this show with me before and you never saw your episode release, let me know, because that happened to Tony. But that's okay, because we're here today.
We said it's all in good timing.
It's all in good timing.
Yes.
And I've learned a lot of great things about the new work you're up to. So It's perfect.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Of course. And for those who don't know you, tell us about you, your background and all that.
Yeah, thanks. So Omaha native, grew up in South Omaha, Hispanic, Latino background. Pretty traditional when you think of that. I went to high school for a blip at South, and then we moved to Arizona. Came back. Omaha, went to Creighton, and this story is relevant to kind of what the work we do, but went to Creighton, kind of bounced around, and eventually got a degree at Bellevue University with a business degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you do today?
Oh, so today I do a couple of things. I retired from UPS 5 years ago, and I was blessed to reconnect with an old friend who started a foundation called the Barrientos Scholarship Foundation. It was started in 2005, and I was a volunteer for a minute, a board member, and then now I'm the executive director. So that's the work we do community-wise. I also work part-time for JE Dunn Construction, making community connections and helping them tap into, the communities in which we can help kind of our underserved. So enjoy both of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you are kind of like in your second career, but like it sounds fun. Like you're doing things that are very enjoyable to you. And not that UPS wasn't fun. I'm sure it was, but you're in a different phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say all that stuff you kind of use eventually in another season of your life. And I feel like I retired as sales leader for Nebraska. Now I'm using that to actually elevate and create pathways for students. And obviously our partnership started about 4 years ago with NDC and Intern Nebraska. So just kind of expanding our underserved, specifically focused a lot on Latino, but it's a lot of first gen too. So not just Latino.
Okay. So let's talk about why this is so important. So many good stats out there about underrepresentation and all of those things, but why is it important to you to invest in youth this way?
It's funny because I see a lot of hard breaks when kids graduate college. It's oftentimes they're super smart. They just don't have a connection. And so I saw a big gap there. And instead of like banging my head up against the wall, I would just thought, why don't I just use my network to help make some of those connections for our kids? So our programming is based a lot on not necessarily you get a certificate. Of course, we're going to do some of that with Dale Carnegie training, Gallup training. But specifically what we're doing now is our programming is to close gaps, which means bring two things together, the partner and the smart student, the college student who's not connected.
Mm-hmm. What are like some of the outcomes you've seen so far? Because you've been at this for about 21 years. Is that right? Is my math right? No.
Well, 21 is the founder. That's
okay,
fair.
there
You're right.
Go.
So the foundation's been around since Marco started it in 2005. John Barrientos ran it for a long time, and then I took over 5 years ago.
5 years, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as far as the work and where it's come from, when I took over, we were awarding scholarships.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just giving dollars away. And pretty quickly I realized that wasn't enough. Although great, right? We doing great work and great kids come out of it. But one of the things we wanted to do with next step is how do you bookend those dollars, right? How do you make sure that those dollars are a good investment versus just an investment? And so we decided to do something very simple related in and around what we think that's, I call it the 1%. Like you can do everything 99, but you need that cultural awareness piece. And in my case, we focus a lot on careers that are traditionally Latino-based construction, small business, healthcare. I was supposed to be a doctor, wasn't a doctor. But then the new one for us is in this space is STEM and aviation. So we're getting a lot of focus in on that. Doesn't mean we won't focus in on other things like education and arts, because we do a lot of that. But it just we want to meet the state needs, and then the kids are applying for mostly in those careers.
Right.
Yep.
I think that's so smart. And so one of the things we've been thinking about at Exarban too over the past couple years, especially following our work with the state on Intern Nebraska, was like you said, scholarships are great, but without opportunity, it's not enough. Right. And I think part of what we're all trying to accomplish here is retaining talent. It's complicated. Kids have a lot of ideas about what that next step looks like. And it's important for employers to help set expectations and all those things. But at the end of the day, that opportunity is really critical.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they leave. Like we've seen that happen before, especially in the STEM fields.
Yeah. I mean, just granularly real quick, Nebraska's, I think number 38 on kids of opportunity of color. It's not good, bad, or indifferent. It is what it is. It's a stat, but they go out to like Texas and Florida and all the places where it's already established in some of these ecosystems where people of color are getting pulled in already. So how do we help Nebraska? How do we help our youth? And I guess I'm dialing in on the youth side is if you just create a smart student, well, if they leave, if they leave, then it was proof in the pudding. But if they stay, it creates a lot of anxiety in that student because there's that wide gap of what am I going to do with the next step of my life? So we're just trying to, are we going to fix it? Probably not, but we're going to try to move it on both ends where the students feel hopeful and then the employers feel, okay, here's an open door, an opportunity. And what better opportunity is Marcos Mora is also the executive director of 18 of the programs, Cinco de Mayo being one of them, which is the state's largest Latino or even anything as far as festivals go. It's the largest demographic within our culture. So it's the largest one, even I think in 5 states.
That's amazing.
So yeah.
Okay.
It's huge.
So what about from your time in your role? You've worked with a lot of great students. I've met some of them over the years. What's one of your favorite stories from scholar to? Yeah.
I mean, they just keep getting better. I mean, I have 2 that come to mind. A student who now works professionally in the community, working at Nebraska Enterprise Fund, Francisco Sandoval. He went to work for Union Pacific. He literally beat out 250 other applicants. A lot of that was career coaching. He had a lot of great mentors beyond even us. And one, Manny Quavado, great guy. But the kid was smart. He was just hungry, curious, and aggressive. And he beat out, like I said, 250 applicants, both professional and people who were just graduating. And then another student who I was fortunate to meet at one of Willie Barney's events last year, 2 years ago, is Raul De Jojo. Raul is a superstar. Both of them are. But helped us this last year with J Blue Creighton Marketing. They ran our social media. And he recently got a job at Gallup and beat out 8,000 applicants. So we know what we're doing is working. And again, both of these kids had not just one mentor, but multiple mentors. So we encourage that, I guess, is kind of what also, it's not like, oh, they're ours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of what it takes to, I can't recall if it was you and me or someone else who were just recently talking about the power of a kid's or anyone's network for that matter. And so if that network includes people that aren't in professional careers, which sometimes it just is that way, you can't help what family you're born into. But if it is that, then how do we help create those connections and then help that kid develop the grit and all the things that it takes, to be successful in the long run? And like you said, have that kind of pool of mentors to pull from at any time, because not even at this age, in this stage of my career, it's not one person can be everything for me.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I think a lot of cool things happening in Omaha, right? I mean, you guys have done so much good work with Inter Nebraska NTC, and now NETA is coming up, which is cool. But I think to your point is who's doing the work. Willie Barney was Step Up, right? And the 10 minutes isn't going to be enough to name them all. But we partner with Career Pathways as well, Bo Jones. And so the strategy we use in that statement is, we have 4 verticals: construction, healthcare, STEM, aviation. But then we don't go without our bandwidth, right? I'm putting only 5 partners on the website because that's capacity for us. Then what? Well, go to a partnership relationship like Career Pathways or Exarban Foundation and expand the kids' network. So I say often we're like kind of a one-to-many program what capacity can you do? And if it's outside your capacity, then partner with somebody who can make an impact with you.
That's super smart. And it makes it so I'm going to use stay in your lane very loosely, but the point is that we're not going to hire 20 people to do this work when we have great partners that have the bandwidth, have the expertise in that specific area.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. And it works for all of us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it helps us, I think, get clear on who we are as well, and then saying who we're not, right? If someone's doing, Latino Center of the Millions does a great job with Siembre, right? They have a great internship program. So are we in? No, we're not. But do we have interns? Yes, we do. So symbiotic relationships, and how can we come together, as the mayor says, One Omaha, and do this together.
Exactly. And maximize the value. Yep. Okay. So love that. Really quickly, and not really quickly, can take however long it takes. This is the however long it takes podcast.
The 10 plus.
10 plus. Yeah. But tell us about your work at JE Dunn as well.
Yeah, thanks. Love the work we do at JE Dunn. JE Dunn came to Omaha 17 years ago with some leaders in and out the construction industry. Kansas City is a corporate office, and they made a big splash here. And I think their first year they did 10 million. I think they're approaching the $1 billion mark in 17 years later. So, and of course, Mutual of Omaha being right down the street, and that's kind of our flagship right now. But projects like Boys Town and all the hospitals. So my role with them is threefold. I obviously bring workforce development conversations with some of our talent. This last year, we have right now in the system about 5 kids scholarship through JE Dunn in the construction industry, whether it's engineering, architectural, or just construction management. So it's working a relationship with BSF in that place. Also just minority contractors. Even tonight, we have a event where we partner with Armando Salgado, United Hispanic Contractors, which is under the umbrella of Latino Economic Development Council. So we're partnering there again, that partnership relationship, where we'll bring in, it's a Spanish-speaking event tonight, where we'll bring in multiple, probably 60 to 75 contractors in and around the city to learn more about the work JE Dunn's doing. So contractors, youth development, workforce. Of course, we got to build stuff.
Yeah.
Right? We got to build some buildings to put all those 400 employees to work.
Awesome. And I love to see that those contributions to the economy in different ways are outstanding, right? So you got the youth piece, but on the contractor side, those folks that are able to get those contracts just reinvest those dollars right back into our economy. So It all just makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, what else should people know, before we wrap up here?
We're excited. I think from a Barrientos perspective, we are growing. We're a volunteer organization today. One of our primary objectives for next year is to get partnerships and relationships, working with the philanthropy community to get that funds to get an executive director. So if I were to throw out to the community, what do we need and what do we need help with? BSF has done this all for the 21 years on volunteer. No one gets paid. We've scholarshiped over 450 kids and $622,000 so far. But to go to another level and help Nebraska and Omaha in general, we need a leader that can stake in the ground. So we're looking for that role, and we need support in that area. And it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. So that's one thing. The other thing we're working on from our student programming side, partnering with some tech folks and a big partner in the community to look at getting a master class for our students. Kids who go through our program, we have 2 programs on spring and fall called Student Success. And it's only at UNO because statistics, our kids want to go there. 67% apply for our scholarships, say that's where they're going. So proximity, we'll digitize that and go statewide here in the next year. Again, support and funding. But once the kids graduate from that, we'll take them another level and give them Dale Carnegie sales training. We'll give them Gallup strengths training, and then we'll help them write literally a pathway or future for their lives. So working with some top leaders in the Million Cups ecosystem, really top professionals, Ernst & Young consultants, and people who've done some significant, transformation management training. So that's kind of exciting for us.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you're meeting the kids where they are and then helping them really kind of accelerate that professional development piece. And also I love the career profile. That's hopefully you have to have a vision for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ask the kids that go through the first season, and if they graduate, what's that mean? It's really they've shown interest and curiosity. Not all kids will go, and it's okay, right? We'll still be there. But the kids that go and show curiosity, we'll go deeper with them. And we ask that we work with them to help them write their own personal mission statement. And we say that's super important because if you go to work for an employer and you're not really sure the value you bring to that organization, then you're oftentimes looking for the employer to, for lack of a better word, save your life. And that's not what an employer relationship is. It's what value do I bring in exchange for your time and expertise to, work together to help raise this whole program up. So we're really changing the mindset of a student, I think, to go, yeah, I need to go work for a real good company versus I have a lot of value. I'd like to go work with that company. Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And how empowering it is for an individual to look at it that way, because that is also the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. Well, thanks again.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course.